Who do you think is the female version of Tom Cruise who's like, I want to do all the stunts. I want it to be me, me, me. There should be one.
I like, Emily Blunt in like, what is it, Day After Tomorrow?
Day After Tomorrow. That like
What's
no,
the Tom
she's not in
Cruise
that.
Emily Blunt movie?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Not Day After Tomorrow. It's Day After Tomorrow is like maybe that's Jake Gyllenhaal. There's too many names.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Emily Blunt. They do kind of.
Edge of Tomorrow. She was like very kind of like a badass, but then she doesn't really do. I mean, well,
also I feel like if you're in a Tom Cruise movie, like I've seen and read stories and seen like behind the scenes clips of like actors who they're working on the next Mission Impossible movie, and they're like, I gotta do what Tom Cruise is doing, keep up with him and do all the stunts with him. Like I remember there's a clip from Mission Impossible 3. What's the actress's name? She was in Felicity. She's talking about like they had to like rappel out of a building, and she's like, Tom Cruise like, all right, you're doing it with me, and she was like, it's like a 60-foot drop on this rappelling thing, and she was like, it's Tom Cruise, you got to keep up with him, so
yeah,
you don't want to let him down, kind of thing. And like other similar stories from other movies that with him, but I'm just curious, like
I don't know
who could be there should be one.
I really want it to be like Helen Mirren. It's just like she does her own stunts.
That would be badass.
Yeah, I don't know. There isn't really like action hero type thing in the same way that there are for the the male leads. Like the Expendables didn't have. Do they have any female leads in it?
On like
I didn't see the second or third
on
one.
On the like the good guy side, is Ronda Rousey? Maybe is she?
Oh yeah, so maybe the one who was also the one who was on Mandalorian, but then she got kicked out for
she got canceled. Gina Carano.
Yeah, for being offensive.
I would love to see just like a female equivalent of like a Jason Statham.
Yeah,
who's just like in all these, borderline straight to video movies, The Beekeeper 2,
like Adrenaline 2. I got a lot of energy.
Like there's got to be like a female actress that could just like.
I feel like it's got to come from like the wrestling world or something, because they do a lot of stunts themselves.
Shifting gears for movie genre, horror movies. Okay, we know you are not a fan of horror movies.
What are you talking about?
But what's the last horror movie that you saw?
I mean, does Apex count as a horror movie?
I mean, I don't think so. But from the trailer, I don't think so. I think it's a thriller, action thriller, not
was
really
thriller,
a horror.
but it had some elements of like disturbing horror stuff. I think.
I guess you could say that about Toy Story 3.
No.
Would you consider that?
You watch Apex and tell me. I mean, I guess before that. I
saw the trailer. I saw the trailer and I didn't think it.
I mean, do you consider Jordan Peele? Like, I think Nope was the last Jordan Peele, movie I saw. Is that considered a horror?
Good question. I mean, like, it's presented as a horror. I'm curious what IMDb quantifies it. I mean, like, they always have, like, sci-fi, horror, mystery, supernatural, monster.
Like, yeah,
horror,
I mean, Jordan Peele,
Jordan Peele is sort of like this, like...
genre-bending director.
Yeah, genre-bending, Yeah.
I mean, I like his... That's why I like him.
I feel like Nope, though, is probably at the bottom of, like, if you were to rank his movies, I was like, which one's more horror than the other?
I mean, they
feel
did have that
one's
scene
the
with
least horror.
It's got that gorilla scene or monkey
It
scene.
It does have that. But, like, no one really...
No, it's more action-y.
It's more of a thriller, sci-fi, mystery in the sense that a horror movie, there's, like, people getting killed and terrorized and, like...
I mean, it starts with the father getting killed, and then they're like,
I gotta see it again, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I would
genre
say
bending is like a good description for him.
I would say probably not any movie that I can recall other than the ones I just named.
Yeah.
It isn't when I look at movies to watch, they're not on my list.
Well, get excited because May is loaded with horror movies, and that is what we are discussing today. A quick takes episode just on horror movies. And we're only covering 3 horror movies in this episode. There are like 2 or 3 other ones that like we could have included, but we missed one. One came out already last week, Hokum. I don't know if you ever
Oh yeah,
ended up
yeah. I
watching
think I saw the trailer for that.
that trailer. That was that bug eye creature thing. Freaky. And there's
Yeah.
another one too. But
So there's
the
like
ones we're
2
gonna,
Friday the 13th this month, right? That's why.
is there? No.
It's the 13th. Angel, you can't have 2 of the same number day of the month.
Oh wait. Oh, I was thinking year. Sorry, you said month, and I was thinking year. Well, I think this year has 2 Friday the 13th.
I think they're probably. I mean, they're multiple. I think it's like a blue moon. People are like, "Oh, once in a blue moon." Blue moon is just when there's a full moon twice in the same month, and it actually happens much more frequently than people think.
I think the twice a year for Friday the 13th is like every 4 years. I think. I don't know, but
Interesting. Well, yeah, this is a weirdly loaded May. I mean, maybe it's a shift in schedule. Maybe somebody
it's a loaded
knows
May in
something we
general.
don't know.
Like there's so many movies coming out this month. Like I'm like, all right, AMC monthly subscription, you're gonna get heavily used and abused this month.
Yeah. So welcome back, to Trailer Teardowns. As Angel says, we are doing another episode of Quick Takes. This time a batch of horror movies, which it makes no sense, but that's what's happening. This is the month of May of horror movies. We're gonna hit 3 different movies and see if you agree with us, or you agree with me and are disturbed, or not disturbed. It depends.
I feel like we kind of know where this is going to go, but who knows? Maybe you'll surprise us. All right, so the movies we are covering on today's episode are Obsession, Passenger, and Backrooms, all one-word titles. Nice eclectic mix, all from different studios, all different directors, obviously. And yeah, honorable mention, like I mentioned earlier, Hokum came out the other week. That was a horror movie. There's another horror movie coming out later this month called Saccharine. Pretty gross looking movie. You should check it out. The trailer.
Oh, it's sweet. But
it is sweet. Yeah. You may not think so after this, but
I'm not gonna watch the trailer.
After
I'm
that
not
one.
watching that trailer.
All right, so we got Obsession, Passenger, and Backrooms. All right, so let's start with Obsession. Obsession is from Focus Features. It's written and directed by Curry Barker, not related to Clive Barker. This is his
Not related
first
to Bob Barker.
That I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I looked up to see, just to confirm if he was related to Clive Barker, because Clive Barker's a horror writer, director, or I don't know if he's a director, novelist, whatever. He's not. But anyways, this is Curry's first major feature film. It was produced independently for $1 million. Focus Features picked it up for $15 million after a bidding war.
That is a good bidding war win.
Yeah. He has done a ton of short films, and he's directed a micro budget, apparently cost $800,
Feature.
60-minute feature called Milk and Cereal.
Found footage. I looked that one up. It's a found footage thing, which I feel like that's how you make it inexpensive.
Cheap.
Is like it's meant to look like it's shot on a phone, so you can shoot it on a phone, and if it's like all in one location,
Yeah.
that's how you pull it off. Yeah.
So this movie's starring Michael Johnston, Indy Navarrete.
I think Indy Navarrete, maybe.
Indy Navarrete, sorry, and Cooper Tomlinson. And this movie's coming out May 15th. Evan, so I don't know if you watched the 2 teasers I sent you, because I thought it would be cool.
I'm gonna one up you, Angel. I watched the 2 teasers and the trailer.
All right, you can't talk about the trailer because I haven't watched that.
Okay.
I just wanted to focus on the 2 teasers, but so let's just focus on that if you can.
Yeah.
So this movie, so the teaser for this came out. The first one came out like 5 months ago. Then they released another one. Both of them are under a minute. The first one being like a minute, and then the second one's like 46 seconds. So yeah, what'd you think? What'd you think of those teasers?
It's similar to, what was it?
Final Destination.
Yeah, thank you. You read
last
my
year's Final
mind. It's similar to
Destination.
Final Destination, where it's like a moment in the film. I thought it was a good taste. I wanted to watch the trailer because I thought it didn't really show that much. I thought, there's the first one I think that I watched. You have the scene, and then it does the flash cuts to the make a wish branch in a box thing.
Now, don't,
It's
yeah,
called
try not
willow
to
something.
like
It's called a willow something. It's a willow branch or something is what the implication was, because you
One
break
Wish Willow.
one wish
Yeah.
willow, and it says you break the branch.
Okay. I didn't pick up that it was a branch, but
Oh,
okay.
I believe it's a willow, because you see it after he breaks it.
It's in a well, it's in a box.
Yeah,
And
but then
breaks
he
it in
breaks the box, and then you
but like
see.
it's in the box. I don't think you see it. But anyways,
Anyway,
try not to
no
give
spoilers.
anything away
No
from the
spoiler.
full trailer.
I won't. I thought they did a really good job of the really quick cuts to that, which you were like, each time they cut, I was trying to see like, what the heck is this? Because it's too fast. But
Yeah,
they
I
do
froze it. I did like screenshots because I wanted to
interesting.
read the box just to see if there's anything like special. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, and I thought they just did a really good job, because it's not like they did a quick flash and then you don't see it again and you're like, oh, that's annoying. They do it and you're like trying to see it, and they give you a teeny bit more each time, and then you essentially in the teaser are getting the concept of the film, right? It's like made a wish, and it's that's a high concept idea. There's a lot of movies about like, oh, I get this thing and I made a wish and it went bad.
Yeah, kind
And
of like a. I think there's a story. I think it originated as a short story or something. Monkey's Paw. I think R.L. Stein wrote like a kid's book called like Monkey's Paw, something like that, or whatever. But similar thing, you like make a wish and then like something bad happens.
Yeah, and
but,
it always is. I mean, every version of it is like you make a wish, but it doesn't necessarily go the way you're planning. Like in Dungeons and Dragons, I run a Dungeons and Dragon campaign, and there is actually a spell called Wish, and it's a very like high powered spell. And the key thing is the DM gets to mess with anybody who asks for too much. So so you can ask for anything, but the like more you ask for, the more chance the DM can read into what you didn't say properly and then make it go wrong. So it's like, oh, I wish, I want to bring somebody back from the dead. And you're like, okay, how powerful is that? Because I can bring them back and now they're a zombie. Like, you didn't say they were alive. You just like, you can do different things that I think that's how they always go. And I thought this was a cool trailer because they're showing the segment, which clearly is, the moment in the film where you're like, oh, this didn't go well. Like, this is the scary part. And I thought the humor of it, of like, can I modify my wish?
yeah, I like the tech support guy. I like his like performance and just sort of almost like borderline monotone. It's like the way he like sort of goes through the tech supportness of it all. I thought that was really good, and just felt sort of like, well, what are you talking about? We can't really alter, That
Yeah.
was really
Also, like,
it all
weird-
like plays into like setting the tone and atmosphere.
Yeah. But also weird that like there's a thing you could get that like you could make a wish, and then there's a tech support phone number is also like, it's just weird, which I think is like a fun, thing that they threw in. It's not like, oh, I found this buried treasure and it's cursed. It's like,
Yeah.
this is a product. They've got a phone support line, but of course the phone support line is just like, you're out of luck.
Yeah, I agree.
I won't
think
spoil
that-
anything. They do elaborate on that scene in the trailer.
Oh yeah, I would think so. But yeah, I mean, speaking of just this teaser, I think it's great. I think it's short and simple. I think it's effective. I love these kind of like this format. These brief like one scene type of teasers that set the tone, and the vibe of what the movie is going to be. You referenced Final Destination, Bloodlines from last year that we did. That was more of an expanded, but I think it worked, especially because of what people know about those type of movies. There's like the cause and effect and things knocking over, and it really sells it there. This, I think it's short and sweet. It just gives off this vibe, and I think this format can be sort of a better representative of what the movie will be than say a teaser or trailer that has a lot of quick cuts, flashes of different scenes with a slick, like atmospheric
Well,
music cue,
there's the trailer.
and with appropriately timed crescendos and
Yeah,
stings.
yeah.
Like, I mean, those get me excited and like, like the adrenaline pumping sometimes. But like this, I was like, whoa, never heard of this movie, never heard of this filmmaker. So it got me intrigued. And then the second teaser, although it shows a little bit more, it's shorter. And I think I think it kind of complements this one because it introduces the love interest
Yeah.
and hints at what bad things are to come.
I mean, and pair it with the title, right? Obsession. You're like, oh,
Yes.
okay, I get where this is
Yeah,
going.
and it seems like, after the first teaser, you think, okay, this guy's obsessed with this girl and someone he loves or has a crush on. But like you get the second one and you could see the obsession is sort of like now it's become sort of dual. It works both sides. And I like that all the shots that they include of his crush, Nikki, obscure her face with shadows, which adds to the creepy atmosphere, but also makes you want to see what they're hiding. A similar thing that we've seen in other like trailers. It's like kind of like giving you a taste, but like, you want to see what's behind the closed door or under the, under the sheet or whatever it is. So it's really effective, in my opinion. And again, I think even though you see a little bit more, like it's only 46 seconds. So I think it gives you another nice taste too.
And I also thought it was interesting. You get to see where he like purchases or whatever, buys the thing. And it's like at a drugstore or like some, there's like voodoo dolls next to it and all these other things. Like one of those things that you would go, oh, this is kind of funny. And it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
I will say, oh man, I look forward to you watching the trailer. The trailer adds an element that I really like about the film that makes it very indie feeling that I think they did a really good job. They don't show it in this really. And I think that helps expand on the world, but without like adding, revealing too much.
I'm trying to avoid it because I just want to go and, assuming I want to see it or whatever, but I just trying to avoid it. I think, these two teasers work for me.
Yeah. And they also
like
a very simple text on screen too. I mean,
I wanted to talk to you about that. Like, cause the second teaser,
with a Technicolor kind of like
like what do you think that's about? Like, I wonder if that sort of like means, and if you have an idea from the trailer, don't say anything.
I
but
don't.
Like,
No.
I'm just like wondering because it has like this like color light spectrum effect, and it's like, oh, I wonder what that's why.
Well, it was also interesting that both of them, like the first I think text on screen is like from the director Curry, Barker, and I'm like, is he that known?
Well, that's interesting. Yes, because like I'm like, okay, I don't. It's you never. I'm gonna say never because I don't. You never see that from an unknown filmmaker. Yes, I'm sure people know about him because of his YouTube stuff, but like that movie that he's Milk and Cereal is only found on YouTube. So like when I saw that, I was like, who is that? I don't know Curry Barker, like, and so that's just like shocking and like, but also kind of cool for Focus Features to be like, hey, we are confident in you. We support your vision and all that. Like, we should get your name out there. You're going to be the next big horror filmmaker or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it does. Milk and Cereal does have
2.3
million views. He's got 1.12 million subscribers. So he's got a built-in base a little bit, which
but like the general population does
yeah.
like, no, like he's a niche indie filmmaker, which is cool. And I totally support that. And like, awesome. Congrats to get that. But like, that's like super shocking. But like, it seems like Focus Features is like, we're going to invest in you. We're going to pump this up and make this an event around you and whatnot and what you've done. But, like one last thing on like the titles, like I like the title and the second one, like the tagline, be careful who you wish for, which kind of like expands on like, okay, it's not like what you wish for, it's like who, and like
like a play on that. Yeah.
And it adds to the mystery. It's like, okay, something and based on what you see in the second teaser, you see the girl
Yep.
hiding, and like, I think there's a shot maybe where she has a little bit of blood on her
I
on
mean,
her chest.
she's blood on her shirt, and she's like, "Do you find me? Do you still find me
Yeah.
pretty?"
Yes, yeah. So I thought that's cool, and so it's like kind of like different than like, oh, be careful what you wish for,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
may not be whatever, but yeah, cool. So we're not gonna do ratings now. We'll do it at the end. So let's move on to the next
Done.
the
The
next teaser
next one
or
is
trailer.
Passenger. This is from Paramount, directed by Andre Uvredal, if I'm pronouncing that at all vaguely correctly. Directed a number of features: The Last Voyage of the Demeter, Mortal, Troll Hunter, and a few others. This one starring Melissa Leo, Lou LaBelle, and Jacob Scipio. I'm not sure how to pronounce that last name.
Scipio?
Scipio. Release date is May 22nd. And what was your thoughts, Angel? What were your thoughts?
Okay, so I got a little preface on this. So I saw this. So I saw a shortened version of this trailer in front of a movie a couple months ago. I saw it in front of Scream 7. Terrible movie, by the way. I'm a Scream.
Really? Scream 7? It wasn't a masterpiece? I am so shocked.
That and I here's the thing. I knew going in Scream 7, it was like, this is not going to be good. There was a lot of problems before the movie was made, and I was like, all right. So, but I had to see it. I love Scream franchise. That movie sucked. Anyway, so they had a teaser of this movie in front of it. Never heard of it. It reminded me of like Cloverfield, when they just dropped Cloverfield in front of like, I don't know what it was, Transformers or something. And it's like, whoa, what is this crazy looking movie? So this teaser was like a 60-second teaser. It was basically the first minute of this trailer. Mm-hmm. And so if you can remember, the first minute is just like the opening where the guy goes out.
I remember.
He goes to pee. He leaves his friend in the car. He goes back. This car gone. And then like his friend gets smashed through the window. And then he drives. He does the loop 3 times. Mm-hmm. And on the third one, it cuts right there.
Oh,
and
it cuts.
That's how the.
Oh, interesting.
Oh no, it cuts on the third like.
Oh,
the
beat,
third loop,
the
where
beat.
the beat, and the guy pops
Me
in his
swearing.
car.
It cuts with me swearing the second time in the trailer within a minute. Me being like, "Oh, I 100% swore twice."
So that
in the
was
first
the
minute.
teaser,
Gotcha.
and like everyone in the theater just like freaked out. I jumped to. I was like, "Whoa, that was a great teaser!" And so like I've been waiting for that version of the teaser to come out online, because I was like, "Hey, we got to do this. You got to watch this." It never did for some reason. So then they dropped the full trailer, and I was like, okay. I was like, all right, they incorporated it in. So basically, that's the opening, then it's the rest is new. So that was my preface there. Overall, I think the trailer, it's kind of generic to me.
Yeah.
It feels like a Paramount horror movie.
I can see that.
There's sort of like no style to it, like what we see from Neon or A.24 in their like horror trailers, and even like what Warner Brothers and New Line was doing last year with Companion and Sinners.
Yep.
So it just felt very kind of generic to me. You hear the same sound effects, stings, and crashes that you hear in other trailers.
Yep.
They even employ some of these like just like editing tricks where they like ramp up some of the movement. Like there's a close-up shot of like a creepy hand, and it's just like kind of like jerky. It does like a quick jerky move.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's how it is in the movie, but like they sped it up and just sort of like fabricated this effect and like I don't really dig that. So overall the story, I don't know, it just looks like I like the setup of the teaser of the first like 60 seconds. It was a really good shocker. It like got me hooked, and then I don't know, everything else behind it was just sort of generic. Yeah, what'd you think?
I think I agree a lot with you. I think that first 60 seconds, when the person falls into the window, I swore. When the thing like jumps into the car, I swore. But then it did like a shift, and I was like, oh, this is like almost a prequel scene. This is the scene at the beginning of the movie that you see that then links to the other people, but they're not the main characters. Like I thought if he was the main character, that'd be kind of interesting. But then it shifts and you're like, oh, okay, it's this other couple. It's this woman who's the main character, and she like saw some markings on this other car, and now the same markings are on their car. And then it shifts into this like, okay, there's a presence and it likes messing with people, and if you stop, then it gets in your car. Because the like the woman in the, you know, the stereotypical creepy woman in the grocery store is like, you didn't stop, did you? Or you didn't like let it in. I can't remember what the phrase is, but insert cliche here.
Yeah.
I mean, it still freaked me out, but I think they'd be better served if they just kept that 1 minute trailer. Because I also thought I think it was like 2 minutes and 26 seconds long, or 2:24, and that last 25 seconds. Again, they should have stopped it at 2 minutes. They like showed again the main character like being taken away or something happening that I'm like, okay, you're revealing so much of the movie here. And I think the scary thing is to not reveal it, right? Like, I mean, the thing about Get Out was just the unknown aspects of it is what like pulled you in, that I feel like this could be really cool, or it could potentially come off, I don't know, cliche. Like it could just be a good movie and a bad trailer. I think they threw in, as you said, like the standard beats, and they threw in a lot of moments, and there's, oh, the car door and it closes and then it goes dark, but then they're like, we're going to keep showing you. Now you see him in the background, and now he's getting closer, and now he's touched her, and now she reaches and she's got the medallion that clearly is religious, and she puts it on there, and oh my gosh, it's stung. It's, you know, it's holy and it hurts it because it's evil. And then we've got even more that I feel like, yeah, it almost felt a little bit like a good action movie, but they started showing too much of the action. Like they don't need to.
That's what I sort of like hinted at on like the Obsession. It's like these trailers, like it's just like now they're just like, and again, 90% of the trailers are like this, where they just like flash cut, quick edits, flash a bunch of different scenes.
And that can work
for a horror movie
if you don't understand what's going on. Like I would say,
I don't understand. I feel like the story isn't really like. I feel like it's just like, okay, there's a guy just wandering the streets hoping for people, or some creature or some like demon. I don't know. There's some like there's like some moments in this trailer where it feels like it's from a couple different movies, and I don't know. I think doesn't the concept seem really cinematic to me, and like I feel like this could have just gone on Paramount Plus or straight to video.
It feels very much like the story is, if you stop, it then attaches to you, and it doesn't stop coming after you until you're dead. And like, okay, but it's, you know, it's not the most interesting. And I will say, even though we didn't watch you didn't watch the trailer for Obsession, I'm curious, because I think Obsession pulls in some of the elements, but actually does a good job with the trailer that you know what's going on, but you don't know you're curious to see it more.
So the teaser that I saw in theaters didn't have that. I don't know if you remember, this trailer has like a statistic at the beginning. It's like, last year 130 million people took road trips, 15,000 of them were never seen again. Like, is that real? Is that a real statistic?
Probably not. I mean, I'm curious. I mean, that said, like, there's probably, I mean, out of how many? 1.3 million. It's a very low.
130 million.
I mean, 130 million, 15,000 of 130 is like, one sec, let me just look this up. It's 15,400 or 15,000?
Evan Math. Welcome to Evan.
I think it's 15,400 if I'm remembering. No, I'm just doing it on my computer. 15,400 divided by 130 million is, oh God. Let me move decimals. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's
You're no Rain
0.012%. So it's insanely low. I mean, like, I'm sure that many people go missing because there's like an accident.
But do you think, okay, so...
But like if they don't come back, like they just were in a car accident. I mean, that's like 0.01% of 130 million.
Mm-hmm. But do you think
somebody gets sick?
I'm curious what the impetus or the sort of like where the idea of this movie came from. Did they like come across this statistic like, whoa, this could be a horror movie? Or
I think it's
did
an
they
added in. I think it's like, hey, this will be scary because now you have missing people, and so what happened to them? You know, because it's there's that old movie that was like a kind of horror movie, and it was I'm trying to remember. This has got to be like 30 years ago, I want to say, and it was this woman was traveling and she like disappeared, and her husband is obsessed with finding out what happens to her, and then he gets
the
a
vanishing?
message. Is that the vanishing where he gets a message and he's like, if you want to know what happened to her, then you have to go through everything that she went through.
Oh.
And then he like goes and he's like put in a coffin and like you know, he's essentially kidnapped. And then he's going through. I'm trying to remember the name of it's a long time ago. But you know, it's like traveler goes missing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just playing off of that worry of like, oh, you go and you have this belief that you'll continue, and then some people don't. But my guess is that statistic is like plucked and very biased in the sense that like what percentage of those 15,000 are car accidents where somebody just, you know, was in a car accident and so they didn't return. Like they weren't stolen, they weren't kidnapped, or like, oh, they went on a road trip and then they decided to move to the place where they ended up, so they never returned. Like, I don't know. I feel like you can lie with numbers. But I think the point of it is really to play off of people's fears. Because it's a horror movie. I mean, and even though I don't think this trailer was designed that great, the first minute, hands down, scared the crap out of me.
I knew it would.
But then at the same time, I was like, oh, this isn't the main character.
Yeah, and like that's unfortunate because like that's not gonna have that big of effect when people see it in theaters.
Yeah.
Unless they hadn't seen, unless you get the people who just like, what's playing? Oh, let's see what's this passenger all about, and then they just don't like watch trailers or go on YouTube and things. They just like go to the movies blind and are shocked.
You want to jump to Backrooms?
Let's do it. Okay. Backrooms. This is coming from A.24. This movie is directed by Kane Parsons. It is starring Chu Etel Ejiofor, Renate Reinsve, and Mark Duplass. We got a lot of exotic names in this episode. This movie is coming out May 29th. So Kane Parsons, he is apparently A24's youngest director at 20 years old. Before this, he made a bunch of YouTube series and shorts, and Backrooms, the movie, is based on his YouTube series, The Backrooms. So similar to Curry Barker, this filmmaker also comes from the YouTube space. He's just done a bunch of YouTube shorts and web series and all in that sort of like mystery horror space. So that's really cool. Congrats to him. And I like that A24 is like supporting like all these like, you know, new voices and all that.
I mean, also from 4 years ago, I'm just looking up like Backrooms. It's found footage. There is from.
But it also, I was going to read an article, but I heard that like he's also created the sets and stuff like in the computer, like I think with like 3D modeling. So I meant to like read this.
I'm just looking.
Article.
I just looked up like Backrooms found footage, and it's got 77 million views.
It's huge.
So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like
YouTube is like one of the like not new now, but like places to like find new voices and new filmmakers, which is cool. When this movie, I heard about the movie Backrooms. I thought it was gonna be something else. I got it mixed up with Rubber Room. Have you heard of Rubber Room?
No.
Or The Rubber Room? So, Rubber Room, it's a New York City thing. A rubber room generally refers to a padded cell for violent psychiatric patients. It is commonly used as a slang term for New York City teacher reassignment centers from like the 2000s, 2010, where accused staff sat idle awaiting hearings. And I thought that's
a little weird. That's disturbing.
I thought this movie was going to be that. And I remember hearing this phrase "rubber room" and related to like teachers in New York, and like that they were sort of like not, I would say timeout, but just like not working, but they were just like, you know, waiting sort of like these trial or hearings. Anyway, so I thought that was that, but then when I watched the trailer, I'm like, oh wait, this is not that.
I mean, his YouTube series is really interesting. I mean, it's like the found footage stuff is interesting. It's like very warped.
Yeah, I want to do a deep dive on his stuff and Curry Barker's stuff too.
All right, so wait, so let's talk about
So
this
yeah,
trailer.
okay, Backrooms. All right, what'd you think on this
I
trailer?
thought this was really interesting. I like came into it kind of blind, and I loved the setup and sort of initially the Chiwetel is like talking to a psychiatrist essentially, and like telling him, and they're like, "Oh, you're crazy," and he's like, "I'm not." Like, and then this thing exists, and then it's clearly like some paranormal or I don't know something going on, but you don't know. Like the whole trailer, and this is what I think I like about it. First of all, it's called Backrooms. You don't understand what that even means. It's like some back room, and then but it's back rooms because there's like endless rooms, and it's just mystery the whole time, which I think is really cool. And they keep adding to it, and then they bring more people in. But I really like the use in the trailer where they're not giving anything away. Like this thing exists, and they keep exploring it and have no idea, and
Yeah,
you have no idea.
yeah. No clue on what this movie was about, and I'm kind of glad I never like stumbled upon the YouTube series or anything, because this is just seems wholly original and just like out there. It shows a lot. It's one of these perfect ones where it shows a lot, but you're like, what the f? I have no idea what this is. What this is about. What I really like, it's a horror movie or some thriller sci-fi thing. There's like no jump scares. I like, and that's what I think is really cool about like the A24 and the Neon stuff. Yes, they'll do stuff where there are jump scares, but like compare this to Passenger, and it's just like it's completely on a different spectrum.
Also, you know what's not in this? Mark
What?
Duplass.
Yes, you don't see Mark Duplass. So there's so much, and there's just all these like I love the video, the like grainy
VHS, yeah.
VHS quality stuff that they incorporated. It just adds to sort of just the atmosphere. Though I wonder like when does this take place? Does this take place pre HD? You know, like why do they have that?
I believe in just looking at the YouTube series, I think it references 1996.
Okay. Yeah, there's just it just looks really cool.
Well,
It looks like a head trip in just
Yeah.
terms of like everything that you see these characters going through in these back rooms, like the different images, like there's people like standing far away, silhouetted. There's stacks of chairs. There's pieces of furniture like melded into the ground, into the floor. And it's just
It has like Lost vibes a little bit. Like
does, yeah.
but probably planned, unlike Lost.
Lost was planned. It's just unfortunately people figured out what it was that they were gonna do, and then they probably had
Like early, and they said they didn't. I don't know. I swear, like I read it, they like hadn't planned out. But yeah, I think that. Well, and the other thing, you get a one hint that the rooms like are changing, right? Like the one woman like running down near the end, and it seems like it's getting smaller and smaller, like maybe about to crush her, and you're like, ooh, so maybe these rooms like have a mind of their own, like which would be interesting. But it's also like, what is going on?
Yeah, and like that's like the only like moment in the trailer where it's sort of like it has that like, oh, let's intensify it and like flash cut and ratchet up. But I think it works. It just ends, and her face, her expression in that where she's running out of that like enclosed tight hallway is like my expression. Like, what is this? And,
yeah, and well,
like,
and
get me
also
outta
there's
here.
a chance that like in the actual movie, it's a long hallway and it's slowly closing, and she doesn't realize it till close to the end, and then she starts, and it's a long moment. So that the only way to include it would be to do these flash cuts, which they do a good job, right? I mean, I think they jump around, but at no point are you like, oh, this is the third act. This is, something going on. It's just, I think it'd be hilarious if the whole thing is just them looking around the whole time, and then they're like, that's the end of the movie. Like
that would be I guess the one negative of it is like, well, what if it's just super boring? It's just people walking around and nothing happens, and it's just like these weird images of like mannequins, or I don't know. There's that shot at 108 of like the video cam footage where there's a Christmas tree lit up, and then there's like these two bodies, frozen Pompeii-esque bodies, just frozen
they're
in
mannequins,
the ground.
right?
Mannequin. I don't know what it.
They look
a
like
creepy
mannequins.
looking man. I
Yeah.
mean, they're frozen, but yeah, it's just like, what is that? Like, I don't know. It could also be just like super boring, but like, I think do a really good job of just like setting the atmosphere, the tone, without sort of like manipulating the viewer
Yeah, and
and
I
like,
think
oh, we're flash cuts and we're gonna throw some jump scares and things.
yeah, I do think, like you said, sort of the potential downfall of this one is that the reveal is not that scary or interesting. Like, oh, it's a government psychedelic thing, and every time you step in, you're actually in a shared, you know, LSD trip, or it's they built this and it's always changing, and it's really to prepare people, Navy SEALs, for the unknown. Like you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But maybe it's, oh, it's that plus some alien got trapped in there, and now it's always changing to prevent that alien from getting out.
Yeah, like the only thing that sort of like seems to happen outside of the back rooms that kind of maybe adds to sort of like the mystery is like the therapist played by Renate is like sitting on the couch watching something on TV, and I don't know. It's a 4:3 TV, so again, like, is this a sort of mild mid '90s period piece? And it's just like this like footage of a woman opening up these windows. It's kind of washed out. Glowy footage. I don't know, but yeah, like.
But you also have those people in the hazmat suits.
Yes, that's interesting.
Which is like, because it seems like a very quiet figuring it out kind of thing. Like even in the things that are like stuck in the wall, there's a couple of ship wheels. Oh, 1990. If you look at 142 in, there's a security cam, and we see the reverse side, and it says 629 1990.
Okay,
KLWNA MTR CMJ3.
Cool. Again, and it looks like on that shot, it looks like there's something behind him in the doorway on the security camera footage. Yeah, again, another thing that I like about this trailer, it doesn't like show like people potentially like getting killed, or like, oh, like this that's the shot where he's gonna get stabbed and killed and whatever, the ghost is gonna get him. Like, none of that. There's none of that's given away. Like, this movie could start with Chiwetel, and then halfway through something could happen to him, and then our protagonist now is Renate, you know, and it's from her point of view, and now she's, you know.
Well, and there also is that
unknown.
perspective of the camera person. Like maybe Mark Duplass is the camera person.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah, we don't see him.
Because you sort of see at one moment the Chiwetel with a rope and like lowering the camera person, and you see from sort of like the camera person's angle, and I feel like that's the, you know, VHS quality. But it's an interesting thing where we're jumping around on perspectives almost at times, and you get some you know, found footage feel and some actual in the room. Again, yeah, I think this movie is going to live or die on what gets revealed, and hope, you know, hopefully it does reveal something cool, because it could just be a flop in the sense of like, but it's a good trailer because it makes you want to see it.
All right, cool. With that, so we're gonna do our ratings, but as we know, Evan, these
I'm
aren't your bags.
You're not horror fan. I know what you're talking about.
You're a closeted horror movie fan. Yes.
By that
come
I
out
mean
now.
I keep horror movies in the closet that I never open.
So I'll give my ratings.
Yep.
Our standard trailer teardown ratings, and then for you, I feel like we should do something different. We'll rank them somehow, and then see what comes of that. Okay, so want to drive me to, or like steer me toward the ratings?
Obsession. We've got, are you seeing it in theaters? Are you streaming it? If nothing else on, hard pass.
I know how it works. I know how that works. Okay, I'm there. I'm in theaters.
What made you what pushed you over the limit?
I was intrigued by the first teaser, and I'm a big proponent of like supporting new filmmaking voices and all that, and I enjoy these kind of movies, horror movies and thrillers. So from the first teaser, I was there. Second teaser added more to it, so I'm excited. I think it looks cool. The only downside of it is that it could just be ultimately generic and something we've seen before, you know. But I like what I've seen, so yeah, I'm in there. I'm there, theaters.
What about Passenger?
I was intrigued when I saw the first 60-second teaser. a couple months ago, but then when I saw this full trailer, I just kind of like lost interest.
The trailer killed it.
The trailer killed it. It just feels too generic for me.
Could have had Angel's Money. No, see? Sometimes it's better to keep the teasers.
So I'd stream it just to see what it all is
Yep.
in the end, just because like that's also a thing that gets me. It's like, all right, what is it? But also it just feels like it's nothing like exciting. It's just like what, some demon, haunted demon that's on the highway or in the woods, whatever. I don't know. I'd stream it, but not rush into stream it.
And Backrooms.
Backrooms, so there for theaters. Love this
figured.
trailer. Excited to see a movie directed by a 20-year-old, coming off, who got success off his like YouTube stuff. I think that's cool. We need to encourage new filmmakers, and it's great that they're putting this in theaters. So I think it looks cool. The trailer doesn't spoil anything, so I'm there. Theaters, opening weekend.
All right. So how am I judging it?
How are you gonna rank these? My pitch was like marry, fuck, kill, but what does that really mean?
I counter propose that the synonymous, the parallel to that might be like you got to watch one of these movies every day for the rest of your life. You gotta watch one.
Okay, so that's like marrying.
Yep, and then one of these movies you watch once, and then you don't call again, and then one of these you
just
burn the original and nobody gets to see it.
Ooh.
That's the kill.
All right. Got it. Okay, so which one are you seeing every day?
I think out of these three, see, this is hard. I think for me, I would say it's between Obsession and Backrooms. I think Obsessions, given the trailer, might be more enjoyable. However, Backrooms, I feel like there's a lot of hidden things potentially. So being able to watch that over and over again wouldn't get boring because maybe I'd see something new each time. So I'd say Backrooms is what I would watch over and over again. Obsession I'd watch once, and Passenger I would burn to the ground. There is no way I'm watching Passenger. No way.
If I were doing the ranking like that, I would say the same thing. I agree.
And I will surprise you. I would say I would stream Obsession and probably Backrooms.
All right. Cool.
And I would hard pass on Passenger. Hard pass. Hard pass. I would never go in a car at night after watching Passenger again. Too vivid imagination. Thank you. No, thank you. Have a great day. And for those who like that kind of stuff, like, I'm sure it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean movies are they're not every movie's for everyone, and I think everyone has their taste and niche and what they like to watch.
Our next episode, maybe you'll watch the trailer for Obsession, and then we talk about that.
I don't want to. Well, okay. I want to watch the movie first.
Yeah, you watch the movie. It comes out in like 10 days.
Yeah, and I'm unfortunately
from
won't be able
this
to
podcast
see it.
record.
Yes, we are recorded on May 5th. Spoilers. Yeah, so I'll see that in the theaters. I'm gonna have to like see it like the Monday after it comes out because I'll be in Vegas that weekend. So
Vegas.
Yes. So
oh my gosh, somebody needs to do some horror movie and set in a Vegas casino, but like a good one.
Okay, cool. So to recap, we had Obsession coming out on May 15th, Passenger coming out on May 22nd, and Backrooms coming out on May 29th. Let us know which one you are seeing in the comments, if you do comments. And I think we can wrap it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching Trailer Teardowns. And if you enjoyed the podcast, like and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy the podcast, like and subscribe. And we like and subscribe you.
I don't know what that means.
It's a non sequitur. It doesn't mean anything. It's wonderful. Thank you for listening. And I think that's it.
That's it. Later.